Joining us now is the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee, Democratic Congressman Adam Smith. Thanks for being here. I have now heard more than one member of Ukraine's parliament speaking out after this attack, making a direct connection between the China summit hosted by Xi Jinping last week and this attack from Russia now. One of them saying it's no coincidence because we can notice and see very easily that each time when the Kremlin dictator Putin had meetings with the Chinese leader Xi, there was some escalation or the war started. Do you see a direct connection like that as well?
Well, not necessarily. I think what's really happening is Russia is in trouble at this point. Their attacks in the east of Ukraine have stalled. They're taking on appalling casualties. Meanwhile, their economy is in trouble. Inflation is up. The debt is out of control. Because of Ukraine's attacks on Russia's energy infrastructure, they're actually having to ration gasoline in Russia. They're not able to pay the conscripts as much as they used to, so they're struggling to find the cannon fodder they need to continue this fight. And so they're lobbing a ton of missiles at Ukraine. Trying to project that strength. So I don't know about the connection in terms of meeting with China. It is certainly the case that China and Iran and North Korea are working with Russia in this war. But I think it has more to do with Russia's desperation to try to keep looking like they can actually win this war.
Which some would say is a perfect opportunity to get Russia to the table by further crippling their economy. I want to play for you what Trump is now saying when asked about more economic pressure on Russia through secondary sanctions. Let me play this.
Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin?
Yeah, I am, he said when asked about it. Does this or should this mean, do you think, that the Senate is now going to be able to move ahead and vote on the sanctions bill we've been talking about so much?
It should, but we've heard this from President Trump before. And look, he has made the situation worse from the day he got elected by appeasing Putin. I mean, he literally rolled out the red carpet for Putin in Alaska and didn't say a critical word about Russia or their invasion. Meanwhile, we've had all the criticism of Zelensky in Ukraine, and Putin read that as basically a green light to keep moving forward in Ukraine. Look, we have built an incredibly strong coalition, 53 nations strong. Ukraine has been fighting courageously. We have the opportunity to put Ukraine in a position to defend themselves strongly. And President Trump has passed on every opportunity to stand up for Ukraine and hold Russia accountable. I hope that has changed at this moment, but we haven't seen any actual steps, even the rhetoric, holding Russia accountable for this war. And it's so crucial because if Putin knows that the coalition will stand strong, Ukraine will have support, that is what is going to force him to the bargaining table. As long as he thinks it is still possible that he can take all of Ukraine, he'll keep fighting. We have to make it clear to him that that's not going to be possible.
You always say that you remain hopeful, but I'm gathering you're not holding your breath that this change in sanctions anytime soon. In the wake of the 24 election, you have been candid, and we've talked about, and what you think needs to be kind of Democratic Party figuring itself out and changing course. I just had the mayor of Detroit on, and he actually left the Democratic Party last year, now running for governor of Michigan as an independent. And he says that the Democratic Party, in his estimation, doesn't stand for anything other being against Republicans and against Donald Trump. Let me play for you what he told me. But Mayor, do you really think that the Democratic Party stands for nothing?
Again, if you were to watch your show for the last 24 hours, most of the conversation of Republicans is why they hate Democrats, and almost all the conversation of Democrats is why Republicans are bad and why Trump is bad. When are we going to get somebody to come out and say, here's my affordable housing policy? That's what I'm doing. Here's my plan to educate third graders. That's what I'm doing in the state.
What do you think of that?
Well, he's completely wrong in one sense. All across this country, there are Democrats talking about housing plans. You've got the mayor of San Francisco, the mayor of San Jose, who have made significant progress on dealing with homelessness. You've got, when Joe Biden was president, we had the Build Back Better plan. What Democrats stand for is economic opportunity and equality. We stand for the power of collective action to help people get ahead in this country. There is no question what we stand for. We haven't been as effective at delivering that message and delivering on it. So I don't buy into this notion that the Democratic Democratic Party doesn't stand for anything, is in some kind of disaster. It's just that we have a large coalition that needs to figure out better how to work together, better how to deliver messages, and better how to deliver in the places where we govern. My main criticism has been Democratic progressive governance in places like California, Oregon, Washington, New York City has failed to really deliver because it hasn't focused enough on accountability and personal responsibility in addition to helping people get ahead. The mantra should be work hard, play by the rules, get ahead. Absolutely, in this case, too many people in this country are working hard, playing by the rules, and not getting ahead. But we have to also focus on work, accountability, efficiency, effectiveness. We didn't do as good a job on crime and securing the border as we should have. We didn't have a strong enough message. But look, I reject this notion, oh, the Democratic Party doesn't stand for anything. All we're doing is criticizing Trump. Well, part of what we need to do is criticize Trump because they're getting rid of vaccines. We had zero job growth because of the illegal tariffs that are driving up costs. Housing is up, insurance is up, food is up. So yeah, we should be doing that, but make no mistake about it, the Democrats stand for greater equality, greater opportunity for all Americans. We just need to get better at fighting for it and better at communicating it.
Congressman Adam Smith, thanks for coming in.